Hi, I'm Catherine Diorio. This week on Check Please, success coach Ariel Donegan says the best way to start your day is sampling the friendly vibe and winning combinations at her selection. But financial account director Andrea Sylvester says the beautiful food and sublime service in her hidden find adds up to a terrific night out. Up first, warehouse business owner Amit Hasak says the big flavors and forward-thinking menu has set apart his selection for years. For innovative cuisine and much more, join him in Bucktown at the Bristol.
I had played around with enough wine and beer and those type of things in my experience. John had made sure that service and hospitality was tight. In his experiences, we kind of stitched it all together and created a neighborhood restaurant that we really hoped would over-deliver for what it was perceived to be.
We wanted a name that meant a gathering place, a place where people came and they hung out and they had a good time. Bristol means a meeting place in Old English.
The ability to have relationships with fishmongers and farmers turns into this open way to cook. From fried pigtail with kimchi to just handmade pastas, you'll have this world-beat approach to the food.
And that's the bridge to be able to get them to come in, enjoy something that is accessible, and then at the same time, there is something that people could be a little bit adventurous with. It's the type of cuisine and attention to detail that you'll get downtown, for lack of a better word, in a comfortable neighborhood environment.
We really hope that you have a pretty amazing experience for a neighborhood restaurant with very little pretense.
So Amit, you say Bristol's the best. Why'd you choose it?
I like to be adventurous when I go out to dinner and try new food, but every now and then you have a go-to place. And this is our go-to place. They have a seasonable menu, so they alternate their menu every couple months. It's just comfort food, but at a very high level. It's meant to be shared, all the portions, so you're not going to get like huge portions of food. It's like an enjoyable kind of evening for everybody who's there. And just the fun thing of everybody just partaking and enjoying the meals together.
Great.
It's a lot of fun.
Well, Ariel, what'd you think?
I liked it.
Yes.
I thought the food was great. However, it was a little bit tight for my tastes. It was a little too snug, just like we're sitting,
that's
like,
okay.
you know, really close. And
There's
it's
nothing
cool.
wrong with that.
Nothing wrong. It was communal dining.
Yeah.
I understand, but for me and the person I was with, we were trying to have a conversation. It was not a date, but sort of, kind of, not really.
Okay.
And we were
To
trying
be determined.
Right. So we were trying to just have a great conversation, and it was really noisy.
Right.
So that's the only thing I didn't really care for. But the food was pretty good.
I really enjoyed the appetizers. We started with the duck fat fries, which there wasn't even a crisp left in that plate.
those are good.
Those head-on prawns, I think that was the highlight of the menu for me. Had the anchovy butter, and it was just a little bit spicy, and they were butterflied. I haven't really seen that in a lot of restaurants. We had pastas that night, which we thought were great. There was a raviolo, that was one of the best. But where we thought it fell a little flat was in the entrees. So we had ordered the salmon and the pork shoulder. Just thought the salmon was a little overcooked, the pork shoulder was just lacking some flavor. But honestly, the appetizers, the pasta, and the desserts were outstanding.
That lemon tart, oh my God. It was amazing. It was delicious. And I'm glad the person I was with did not want to taste it, because I wanted it all for myself.
Our favorite entrees are the Amish chicken and the hanger steak.
I had the hanger steak.
And if you have the hanger steak, and I don't know if everybody eats their steaks this way, but medium rare.
That's the only way I eat them.
It's
Yeah,
a knockout. I mean, it's really good. And the Amish chicken, they have a crispy skin, and the meat is just moist and tender. And on the lighter side, they have an apple salad with walnuts and a little cheese. They also have a chocolate peanut butter kind of thing.
Ooh, we missed out on that
Chocolate
one.
and peanut butter is like my kryptonite. It's great. It's really good. And they have the brunch. You should try brunch on the weekends. And if you get a platter of their cinnamon bun, it's not going to sit well with your midsection, but you're going to enjoy it. It's really good. The service there, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the serving staff, they go through a rigorous training course. They recommend the specials and they know the menu. It gives you kind of a bit of a
I actually
comfort
think
feel.
that really set them apart from other restaurants in the area. I was so surprised how great
Yeah.
the service was.
Yeah.
We were actually eavesdropping at other tables, thinking, is he just being this nice to us?
They were all
Because we
really
were
good,
asking
yeah.
tons of questions, you know, appetizers, drinks, and he was on top of his game.
So Ariel, you were saying you were there on a date potentially. Is this the kind of restaurant you would recommend for a date?
No.
What do you recommend it for?
No, I think if you're there with your friends, or just a friend, and you can go and make friends because of the setup of the dining room, I would definitely say go to make friends, or just with a friend, and you know, something like that. But if you want to go, just you and that special person, whoever it may be, no, because you can't hear each other. The noise level was way too much, and if you just want to talk, just like you and I talking, you don't want everybody down this road and everybody down that road in your conversation.
Yeah, it's not, I wouldn't describe it as a quiet place. It's not like an intimate kind of dining experience, but
Yeah.
it's more, I think the whole part of eating together is kind of encompassing for the whole, everybody's like enjoying together and sitting next to each other.
Well, and it's set up with a lot of small plates, a smaller number of entrees. And, you know, small plates now are ubiquitous, but the Bristol in 2008 really was kind of at the beginning of this trend that just never went away and is now kind of a staple of the dining scene in Chicago as well as everywhere else, it seemed.
It's very
Let's
good.
talk cocktails. I mean, if it's loud and it's lots of people in a group, I think that alcohol needs to be present, and I know all of you guys indulged in some of the cocktails.
I had the painkiller, and if you are in pain, it will definitely do that.
It will definitely kill you.
Yes.
I loved the cocktails. I'm a bourbon drinker, and they had quite a few bourbon cocktails on that menu. So the highlight for me was the Black Diamond, which was some bourbon with a little bit of grapefruit and bitters, but definitely enjoyable with the dinner.
Well, Amit, you chose Bristol. Sum it up for us.
I would just say great food, great service, and just a great place to go for a great night out.
Ariel?
Great food, awesome service, go with friends.
Andrea?
Impeccable service and standout appetizers and dessert.
You can try the lemon tart for yourself at the Bristol, 2152 North Damon Avenue, 773-862-5555. Open for dinner every day and also for brunch on the weekends. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $35. Andrea Sylvester's traveled all over Asia, and she says it's not easy to find a place that matches the honest flavors and quality of overseas. But she's found one. You just have to follow her to Uptown and bring your buds to herb.
I feel I have mission. You know, I've been in restaurant business for many, many years. I just want to do something different. And I want people to experience real authentic Thai flavor, just like Thailand. My cooking technique and my food, when you eat it, you can feel right away that you're really happy. I have a lot of customers call me Patty Happy Food. We want to be something special, like that people can come, enjoy the food, and good company with friends and family.
Nice to meet you.
when I see my customer happy and smiling, and I can see they enjoy and have a good time, it makes me happy.
So Andrea, you say you're addicted to herb.
I
Tell us
am.
why you chose it.
So I chose herb because honestly, the first time that I dined there, I left the restaurant just blown away by the food. So having lived in Asia, I just have a strong appreciation for ethnic Thai food, which it can be hard to find in the city of Chicago. So between the seasonal menus and the fresh ingredients, and it doesn't hurt that there's 3-course, $35, BYOB. I mean, you really can't beat it. It's just an exceptional dining experience.
So why this Thai restaurant versus another one?
So for me, it was a combination of the presentation of the food. So the orchids on the plate, the service table when they poured the soup, put all the ingredients in, came by to pour the broth, and just the quality of the food.
Thank you for introducing this place. This place was spectacular. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you the superlatives that I have for this place. We were 7 people that went, ranging in age from the older guy to my 8-month-old grandson who loved the white rice. And this, I mean, Patty, the owner, she's a rock star. I mean, she is so sweet and so professional and so great. Everything you said about the presentation, it was spectacular. I mean, just, I've been to molecular gastronomy places. It's not any worse than them. And if this place was located in downtown, I'm sure you'd have to wait months for a table. This is a gem. If there ever was a gem, this is the place. It was spectacular.
Great. Well, Ariel, what'd you think?
At first, when I walked in, I thought it was beautiful. But the first table they sat me at was really small. Don't put me at that corner table up against the wall, little seat.
Yeah, the high seat.
What am I going to do with that?
Yeah.
So I asked to be moved to another table. You sit me at the same type of table across the room, not going to work for me. So I asked for a 4-top, and they told me that they could not sit me there because the people who made reservations, those tables were already pre-selected. When they came in behind, the people coming in behind me were seated there, and they just made accommodations by moving the extra place settings. So I was not pleased, and I wanted to leave, but I said no, I will stay and enjoy the food, which I did. They redeemed themselves. Patty was very nice. Yeah. Food was delicious. The service was amazing, but I was not pleased at first. I will say that.
So question then, would you go back?
I would, but I think I would tell them to seat me at a larger table. Do not sit me at a 2-top, sit me at a 4-top. Yeah.
Now you have the intel, you know to
Now
call
I know,
ahead.
yeah.
You can call ahead and ask for a specific
Absolutely,
table.
yes.
So Andrea, tell us about the food there. What are some really dishes that you just love to get there?
The betel leaf is just something I enjoy because
Yeah, that was good.
really it's just a leaf. A betel leaf is traditional of Asia, and they put some coconut and some Thai chilies and peanuts and palm sugar, and it just kind of cleans your palate for the start of dinner. I love the soups. So for me, that kind of red snapper, hot and sour fish. My
That's what I
husband
had,
loves
yes.
mushrooms.
Can I tell you about the soup for a second?
Yes,
All right.
please.
So we started asking questions, right? So like, what soup you got? They said hot and sour and the mushroom soup. And so we're like, what's the difference? And Patty's answer, and this is when I knew this was going to be a special evening, was one's rock and roll and one's classical. And I said, okay, I get it. And she just rolled with us, and the food was just...
It was outstanding.
It was outstanding.
It was. The shrimp, the prawns, oh
my
God, those
God.
were so
Out of
good.
control.
I had the grilled beef appetizer.
That was my husband's favorite.
That is my favorite. I love that. I was like, oh my God, it was
And I
amazing.
love so I tend to eat fish when we go out to eat, and the salmon there was just cooked perfectly when it has that more of a raw center with the coconut curry, and I just loved it. And same with the desserts. I typically don't necessarily love Thai desserts, but they have a chef's whim, which is where they bring out 5 different desserts and try it. My favorite, the mango
God,
sticky
mango
rice.
sticky rice.
It's just
Unbelievable.
It tasted like cake.
Yeah. And I forgot we forgot it was a BYOB. And so I asked for a ginger ale, and I thought I was going to get like a glass of ginger ale. They make it from scratch, I guess, over there. And it was like the best ginger ale I've ever drank in my entire life. It was so good. It was definitely an experience. When you go for a dining experience, good food is clearly the objective, but if you have good service and you have a server who's got some character, and it just makes it a very unique experience for the night. Patty for us was just like, she was like the star of the evening,
She was
along
very
with the food.
nice. I was pleasantly surprised that she was involved in so much from start to finish. Because most of the time the chef is just in the kitchen and that's it.
She's the chef and the owner.
Yeah.
She grew up in Thailand. Thai food is healthy in general, but she really does pay attention to the ingredients and the health properties of specific ingredients that are both Thai, as well as incorporating some ingredients that are indigenous to the States into her cooking. Well, Andrea, you chose herb. Sum it up for us.
It's refined ethnic Thai food with fresh ingredients, beautiful presentation, and a passionate owner.
Ariel?
Would definitely go back. The food was amazing.
And Amit?
Everything the lady said and more. You got to get a table because this thing is going to fill up in no time.
You can try the Thai yourself at Herb, 5424 North Broadway Street, 773-944-9050. Open for dinner Thursday through Sunday. Reservations are accepted. Alcohol is BYOB, and the average tab per person is $40.
At the Bar is made possible in part by Benny's Beverage Depot. Visit bennys.com for more information.
Hi, I'm Fernando Beteta. I'm a master sommelier, and we're at the bar today and we're talking about two of my favorite things, BYOB and Thai food. Thai food can be very complex because there's a lot of heat, there's a mix of complex different flavors, so I tend to go with wines that are light in alcohol and unoaked. The first wine is a Moscato d'Asti from northern Italy with a semi-sparkling feel to it, and it helps tame those heat and the spicy flavors on your palate. Next moves on to one of sommelier's favorite wines to pair with all Asian food is Riesling. This is Zeppelin, one of my favorite producers. German Riesling tends to be low in alcohol, light, a lot of citrus aromas. It goes down really quickly. And Gewürztraminer from Alsace has this tropical nose, aromatic fruits like lychees and mangoes. Just a little bit off dry helps make the dish really round and flavorful. So I'm going to go ahead and pour myself a little taste, and cheers. Hope you enjoy my recommendations.
Ariel Donegan knows there's something special about being a true Chicago original. And she says there's no better place to find that than for breakfast in Bronzeville at Peaches on 47th.
It's historic Bronzeville, right? So much history and culture on the corner of 47th Street that we just want to be part of that history or part of that culture. Salmon croquettes. You gotta come for the salmon croquettes. The peach cobbler, French toast, duck bacon. I think we're gonna corner the market on the duck bacon, man. Duck bacon, duck bowl, catfish, grits and greens. These are all staples. These are all items that typically go fast right off the menu. This is an art. It's not just a job. We also encourage our employees to let loose with that big personality. It's an energy. It is an energy. I want them to say that not only did they have a great experience from a food aspect, but from a spatial sense. I want them to be able to hear the clatter of what a real restaurant means to me.
So Ariel, you're keen on Peaches. Tell us why you chose it.
Yeah, it's a great neighborhood spot. I like the places that you can go to where everybody is warm and friendly and inviting, and you feel like, hey, when I go in there, I'm gonna know somebody in there. It has a very neighborhood feel to it. It really does. It's everybody in the community comes there and grabs a bite to eat, sit down, talk, make new friends. I love it. It's definitely, you can get catfish, collard greens, but I had the spinach and Gouda omelet, duck bacon. Make sure you get the duck bacon crispy.
Add it.
Yes,
Duck bacon.
and peach coffee. something totally
you can
different.
buy there. You can take
yes,
home as a
which
little
you can buy
souvenir.
there. Yes, they sell it by the pound. But the peach coffee was awesome. It was something different. It's like a little twang to it, and it worked surprisingly.
Well, Andrea, what'd you think?
I have to mention it because I think it's really ironic, but my group was also seated in the worst table in the restaurant, and they wouldn't move us. We were between the kitchen and the bathroom, so I feel like they should just do away with that table altogether and just put everybody towards the window. But I wanted to make the most of it, and we ordered a ton of different things.
Did you ask to move?
I did ask to move.
You did. Okay.
It was packed in there though, so I have to give them credit that there wasn't another table that was available to move.
Okay.
But I put that behind me and just kind of wished that we were closer to the window. But we had a great experience. We were there on a Sunday afternoon, so a lot of people were coming in after church. It was a very family-friendly restaurant. We were 5 girls, so we tried to order everything on the menu. Some of my highlights, which were ironic, the 7-Up pancakes. I mean, who knew? That was really just a standout dish. Shrimp and grits, we also really enjoyed. And our server kind of recommended that we order the Happy Biscuit, which is something off menu, which is a biscuit with their peach compote. Which was also, I'm not a coffee drinker, so I didn't get to experience that peach coffee, so it was nice to have, the peaches on the biscuit. So it was really enjoyable. We had never been to Bronzeville before, so we were excited to, check out the neighborhood a little bit afterwards and, make the trek.
We liked it a lot. It's a solid breakfast place. I mean, there's a lot of breakfast places in Chicago. This is definitely a really, really good one. When we came in, we arrived a little bit early. We got seated, and again, when I go to new restaurants, I don't know what to order, so I asked the server, who was very friendly, to surprise me, and he gave me the catfish, which was phenomenal. And I don't eat grits. I'm not a grits kind of eater, but I ate these grits because they were really good. And the highlight for our meal, and in retrospect, I mean, it's called Peaches on 47. We didn't order anything with peaches in it, which is kind of stupid. But okay, we didn't. But again, the food we ate was really good. My wife and my sister had the salmon
croquettes,
which was really good also. But they have this red sauce, spicy red sauce. I guess they make it there. Oh my God! I mean, I seriously just slathered it over everything. It was so good, and the service was great. I like the fact that it was loud there. It's got that breakfast feel to it. Everybody's in the morning, like you say, after church or something, and everybody's kind of got more energy, and there's a lot of good vibes. It was pretty busy.
They do take reservations because we made a reservation.
Oh, okay. Which is not very common for breakfast places.
Sure.
Yeah, most of the time it's just come on in and grab a table, right?
I mean, you enjoyed your experience. Would you go back?
Yeah, I would definitely go back, especially with people from either out of town who want to see another part of Chicago that I don't live in. It's a beautiful drive down there. It's not that bad a commute from where we live, and just experimenting new food and a new neighborhood. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I mean, it's just such a beautiful,
it's a
culturally
really special
rich, and very, very important cultural neighborhood in Chicago.
It is, and they are actually adding to it, and it's becoming even better like it was years ago. A lot of boutiques, shops,
Well, we
little
noticed
bakeries.
the Harold Washington Cultural Center
I
right
have
away.
been to several events there. It is a beautiful place there.
So close to the Green Line too. We
It
live
is,
in
yeah.
more on the
Right
north
there,
side of
Stone's Throw.
Chicago, and we
Stop
chose
there.
to drive, but it's obviously easy to get there by public transportation as well.
It is.
The neighborhood just looked like a really nice, friendly kind of walk through and take it easy on a Sunday
Absolutely.
after brunch kind of neighborhood. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Louis Armstrong lived in Bronzeville. You know, Richard Wright lived in Bronzeville. I mean, this is a very important Chicago neighborhood. I mean, it's basically the center of the Harlem Renaissance in Chicago. So, Ariel, you chose Peaches on 47th. Sum it up for us.
Great food, awesome neighborhood, very historic, great shops. What's not to love?
Amit?
Great food. They got me to eat grits. That's like in itself is a great accomplishment. So yeah, definitely a keeper. Solid breakfast place.
Great. And Andrea?
Hearty brunch place. Definitely go and try those 7-Up pancakes and the shrimp and grits.
You can try the grits and more at Peaches on 47th, 4652 South King Drive, 773-966-5801. Open for breakfast and lunch every day. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person is $11. So on this week's show, we featured the Bristol in Bucktown, Urban Uptown, and Peaches on 47th in Bronzeville. Let's recap what our guests had to say. First, we stopped on Damon and dined at the Bristol. Amit recommends it for a fantastic communal experience with outstanding food. Ariel loved everything she ate, but said the seating was a little tight for her liking. Andrea enjoyed the appetizers and had phenomenal service. Then we went on Broadway and tried Herb. Andrea recommends it for authentic, beautiful Thai cuisine and a welcoming atmosphere. Ariel had a rough start to her meal, but the service and food redeemed the experience. Amit absolutely loved it and will definitely return. Lastly, we found our way to 47th Street and tasted Peaches. Ariel recommends it for their vibrant atmosphere and lovely staff. Andrea had outstanding service. Amit said it was a great breakfast spot with a nice neighborhood feel. We've had a wonderful time this week. I want to thank my guests, Amit Hasek, Andrea Sylvester, and Ariel Donegan. Join us next week for 3 new guests recommending 3 of their favorite restaurants right here on Check Please. I'm Catherine D'Orio, and I'll see you then. Cheers.
We should do this again sometime.
For more information about the restaurants featured on Check Please, go to WTTW.com/checkplease.